Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Overlord. We are at what I think, if I remember correctly, is the final puzzle for the expansion area here.
You choose all.
And what we're going to do is we do have to wait for him to explode like what he just did. But now when we send our minions onto the food crate, we're going to want to get a heads-up view, because what we actually want to do is we can control them to move and bounce him around. And it's like a game of Breakout or many other names that it has been called. And we just have to, in one time of him rolling around like this, try to get him to break all four of the barriers that are there on the far side of the room. They do respawn when he respawns, so you have to do it all in one time of him rolling. Once I did figure out what I needed to do and that I could control them moving around down here, it's really not that difficult. If you do not hit him with the food cart here and he makes it to this back wall like what I'm standing on, he will stop rolling around right then. So you do have to keep him bouncing around. And that may have gotten it right there. And that does get it. So all four of them are open. Once you do get all four to open, he stops spawning again. And you can come down in, and behind each of those four gates is one of the spokes to the wheel that's missing all four pieces over there. So you can send one minion at each one, and they'll get that wheel put back together for you. There are some boxes and treasure chests up in here, so you can get some money, some health. As long as you can get your minions to behave and go up there correctly. Luckily there were enough health potions to stop the beeping, although I think we're about done in here anyway, at which point we would have been able to go back to the tower and we're going to get full health anyway. I am not positive though, because it has been a little bit of time since when I went through this with my high level person. I could be forgetting one section of it. Yeah, because there goes Melvin, so it looks like there's something else to it.
Let's see how Melvin fares on an eternal diet of dirt and earthworms. Actually, a nice juicy earthworm can be rather yummy.
Okay, so there was the end of Melvin. He's now stuck down in that hole and will spend the rest of eternity down there. And there is one more room here, so I was forgetting something.
That glowing object must be the key to controlling this abyss, sire. Keep those wraiths distracted and return it to the tower gate.
And these wraiths will just continue to spawn, so you do just have to keep them busy with minions while you use some other minions to start carrying this tower object. And so we're going to go ahead and start carrying it back. Okay, and so now we have peasants that have dropped in that are going to try to destroy the object we're trying to carry back. So we have to try to protect it. They will eventually stop, so you don't have to try to keep carrying it during this. You do want to go ahead and pull all of your minions off to fight. Unfortunately, the fight did not go very well for me at first, and so I am not at anywhere near full strength. And from where these all drop life force, your minions do have a bad habit of stop fighting and go to pick up some life force. And we have defeated enough of them that they have given up. So we'll go ahead and pick up some of this life force. And then we can go ahead and carry this object the rest of the way. I do not think anything else is going to attack us. Likely we have just enough of them left to go ahead and carry it. And I think we can go ahead and come right up here. And, yeah, there are summoning pits up here, so we can go ahead and summon a couple more. Just to go ahead and send them on it and speed it along a little bit. And that gave you a decent view of how much faster it goes if you add additional minions to carrying an object.
The Mellow Hills Abyss is yours, Dark Master. Please don't try bringing it back to the tower. Giblet is already getting nasty flashbacks.
So that is the end of this section. So now we can go ahead and teleport back to the tower.
Master of evil culinary arts! Tread
And I'm going to go ahead and check the forge and see what it takes
of pumpkins!
to create that unique item.
Of the abyss!
Just waiting around a little bit to see what all new titles I have.
Abuser of the undead! It's all going to plan! Warrior of the watery ones!
Okay, and so that's back to ones I've heard before. Now let's see what we need to forge that new axe.
Giblet, wake up! There's forging to be done.
Okay, and it looks like we have to have 150. We have to have 50 blue and 100 brown to be able to forge it. I do not have that much. So, at this point, I am going to go ahead and show you how the dungeon works.
Yeah! Ruler of the Stealth Army! If you're feeling in the mood to practice your combat skills, sire, then this is the place to do it. The tower can recreate many of the enemies you've conquered, so you can kill them again at your leisure.
So this is the dungeon. I'm going to go ahead and show you what I will be doing off screen to farm the life force. Easier to go ahead and summon the blues first. I will want a group of 5 blues, and then the rest I'm going to use as greens. And then you choose what you want to fight. And from where I do not have very many greens and will lose some during this, I'm going to choose the green type of beetle, which is... well, I don't see it on the list. I thought they were like plague beetles. Maybe it's these puff beetles.
Select your minions, sire.
And I have already selected my minions. You do not get any magic, so you don't get to fire any of your spells in the arena.
Minions! Welcome to fight time! It's dreary, dark, and dank here in the dungeon, just how we like it! Now, put your claws together for the Overlord!
So what I do is I go ahead and set my blues up on one guard marker, and then I set up a group of greens on another guard marker just in front of them. That way they can go ahead and turn invisible and get their ambush bonus. I did choose the correct beetles to get the green ones. And then I just walk forward, lure a handful of them back. My greens will ambush them and kill them pretty quickly. if any of my greens do die during the fight, the blues will come running forward and pick them up and resurrect them. I maybe put the guard marker a little too close this time because when they were fighting it did trigger some of the others. But this is how I will fight the whole group. Each group of them will give you 75 life force of whatever color you're fighting. I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, and I will have done a lot of minion farming like this, and we'll pick up the next video with forging that item.